Hello everyone, my name is Pooja Devdas Nikam. So today date 19 January 2022. So I am going to explain on today's topic iterator in a Java programming language. So firstly I can explain the what is iterator and why is in a Java programming language iterator. What are the purpose of iterator? So what are the types of classes iterator? So firstly, I can explain the what is iterator. So iterator is a used to the Java programming language using the collection framework. So it's a iterator is one of the Java cursor. So it's a iterate to the program. So it's called as a iterator. So Java iterated is the interface to the practice to the order to the iterator over the collection in a Java object. So it's a use in a Java programming language. So Java iterator is also known as a universal cursor. So is available in a Java programming language. So it's a use in a iterator used to the collection framework is the most important part of the Java programming language. So iterator in Java is a collection framework. Then iterator is a retrieve the element of one by one. So it's a called as a iterator. So iterator is a use in a hash map and link set. So it's a collection part of a iterator. So iterator is a one of the object can be used to the loop. Then collection is also used. So array list has set linked has set. So it's a used to the iterator is called as iterating the program, and so it's used to the most important part of the iterator. So iterator is also used to the collection and place to the numerical in a class is a collection framework. So it's a called as a iterator. So why using a, purpose? What is the purpose of iterator? So it's a purpose of a primary to the iterator to use to the allow the user process every element is a container with the allocating the data to the user internal structure is a container. So it's a called as a iterator. So this is allow to the container to the store the element in a manner to the iterator. So is used to the iterator. It's a simple sequence of a list. So it's a called as a iterator. And Java iterator is also a collection framework to allow the access the element, and access the element is a collection and is used to the iterate the over the element in a we can collection framework is also map list and set. So it's a use in a Java programming language. So it's easy to iterate. It's easy to retrieve the elements in a collection framework to the operation perform. So it's a called as a iterator. So iterator class or interface. So it's a interface is a iterator is a interface. So it is not a class. So it's used to the iterated through get the each every element in a list, and iterator is also implement the iterator to the design pattern. So it's called as a iterator. So iterator is a interface. So it's used to the Java programming language. So iterator is one of the using a cursor, and Java iterator is also introduced to the 1.2 Java version. So it's called as a iterator, and so iterator is also advantages of iterator. So iterator is also used to the Java programming language. Then user can apply the this iterate any classes and collection framework. So it's a use in a iterator, and Java iterator is also used to the both read and remove operation using the iterator. So it's a iterator is a user working on the loops and cannot be modified to the add and remove method. So it's a collection framework. So Java iterator is only used to the simplify and update the collection. So it's used in a iterator, and Java iterator is also most important part of a collection framework. So is a method name in the Java, then is a very easy and a very simple to the user. So it's used in a Java programming language. How to use a, Java iterator? So when we need a user to the Java iterator and compulsory, but from a different instance of iterator is interfaces of the collection object. So it's travels to the all travel. So it's called as a collection. So it after receiving the iterator maintain the trail. So it's components and in collection framework is also in the user travels for over each the element is a collection object. So it's a iterated is also provide the method. So I can explain the what is a iterator method. So iterator method is also has next and method, remove method, and for each remaining method. So first one is I can explain the one by one method in a iterator iterator in a Java programming language. So first one is a hash set. First one is a hash next is a method in a iterator. So is a the method does not the method does not accept the any parameter. So it's return the true if we more elements in a left of the iteration. So it's called as a iterator in a has next. So it's used to the has next method. So is a simple word of we can easy the method used to the determine the next, and method we also call or not. So it's so called as iterator. Then another one is a next method. So it's a next method is used to the iterator in a collection framework. So iterator is a next method is also has next and is method. So it does not accept the any parameter to the return if we not return any next element in a travel. So it's a iterator the collection has a collection object has a more element in a left to the iterator then is a throw the no such a element is a exception. So it's called as a next and is also default and remove method. So it's a method is does not require to the does not require the, any parameter. So it's a no return type in a no return type of method. So it's a the main method is used to the remove method is also return by the iterator is also travels in through get the collection. So it's called as the iterator. The remove method can be request to the one peer to the next method call. It's also called as a remove method. So it's used to the Java programming language, and another one is for each remaining method in a iterator. So it's only method to the Java iterator that the take a parameter, and it accept the action to the parameter. So it's action to the nothing but is also to be perform the operation. So it's there is no return type in a type of method. So it's called as a iterator. So it's used to the it's to the exception throw by the action delivered to the caller. So it's called as for each remaining exception. So it's a example. I can explain the one example for iterator in a Java programming language. Suppose we declare the one class ABC. Then we also main method is also available in a Java programming language. Then array list is also array list is used in a use in a array list used in a Java programming language. So array list and array list, then variable array list and then variable name. Then we new create a array list string constructor is also. Then is a city name is also add method is also calling the adding the data. So it's used to the generic used to the generic. Then is also string and character is also using a data. So it's used to the then is a iterator to iterator to the iterate the city name suppose. And we suppose iterate to the iterate to and iterate reference variable reference. Then city name is also iterate. So it's called as a iterator. Then we then we print the city name is also iterate. Then is while suppose we can declare we can apply the while condition. Then with the while condition is also hash next is also calling. Then we also sys out, then print the hash next is also hash next is also display. Then is a print name. So it's a display the city name. Then suppose Pune, Mumbai, and Aurangabad. So it's also display the city name in iterator using Java programming language. So it's all about the iterator. So thank you for watching video.